Like, okay, like if I talk, that one moves. But if you talk, the same one moves, right?
Yes, because they're both going to be on one track. I find this to be much easier.
Okay.
Like I said, man, I'm a fucking
You
imbecile.
don't do like
when it
sync audio.
What the fuck do you think you're talking with, man?
I don't know. That's like basic shit.
No,
Okay.
basic shit. My basic shit is like, what's the difference between Type C cable and
Okay.
I don't even know another type of cable to
Type
use
A?
it as an example.
Okay.
Is an type what?
Type A.
Type A is a thing.
Yeah,
So
type A.
as you can see, I cannot even differentiate between what type.
Okay.
What the fuck
Do
is?
you know
type
what's
C?
the difference between male and female?
That I know.
Okay,
No,
that's good.
all the stuff that is related to technology, I'm an absolute dumbass.
Alright.
But other than that, no, I think I'm good.
Okay.
So the great and powerful Naji is here.
Hi, it's nice to be here, man.
Mm-hmm. By the way, what's your fucking surname?
Lutffalla.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be asking such laughable, funny questions.
It's alright.
It's like, how the fuck does this person not even know? How old
Yeah.
are you, by the way?
27.
27. This I
Yes.
think I've asked you before.
Probably.
Yeah.
How old are you?
How old do I look? Oh, I hate this question.
Alright.
But go
I
ahead.
don't know. 30, maybe?
Wow,
Yeah.
close enough.
Alright.
Yeah, I am by the age of 29.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, almost.
Easy.
Like very close.
Yeah.
I'm actually like, I don't know how to take that. Usually the numbers that I'm given is like either much higher
Yeah.
or much lower. For
Yeah,
some
same
reason.
thing. I was called 40 years old
40.
recently. Yes.
Oh, it's this sexy gray hair.
Yeah, that pushes up the numbers, you know.
It does. In general. So yeah, 29. What do you do? What do you study? What have you studied?
Well, that is a complicated question right off the bat.
This
So,
is a podcast.
right now I'm not really studying anything.
Okay.
I did a few years of computer science in the UK. Then I came to Germany, did a few years of computer science again. So
Mhm.
that's 2 degrees and counting now.
Okay.
None finished.
Neither.
Neither.
Okay. I'm almost very proud of you already. Like you're my kind of people.
Cheers.
Yeah, very much.
And so now well, during my last degree that I didn't finish,
Mhm.
I decided to do an internship because it was part of the course. I found a company, did an internship, and well, realized IT, that's what I do. I
Mhm.
work in IT. That's what I like to do. I love the job. I love the company. I love the people there. It's awesome. So I went to the Ausländer Behörde here in Germany. I went to the uni that I was studying at and asked them, well, guys, look, I want to go full-time work after my internship. They're like, awesome shit. Here, Ausländer Behörde, fill this form out. Awesome. I was like, Germany, form, I'm solid. I went to the uni. They're like, yeah, just exmatriculate, go to our distance study program, rematriculate there. Good stuff. I do that. 6 months later, caseworker comes back. She's like, are you stupid? What the fuck are you doing, man? You can't be doing this.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, but why? Where did that reaction come from?
Because apparently, like, if you go to the offices, the people there, they're not really obligated to give this information. They don't know shit.
Right.
They just renew your visa, you know? And she was gone. She was like on Krankschreibung and like she was sick. And then she was on vacation. You know how government people are.
Yes, unfortunately, especially in Germany.
Yes.
Motherfuckers are still using tax machines.
And so she comes back, you can't do that. University tells me the same thing after 3 years of studying with them on campus, distance studies. I don't have a high school degree good enough to study at the university.
What the actual fuck?
Yes.
Why? I'm pretty sure you have it. Was it not recognized by the German law, or where did you have your high school? Back in Bahrain?
Back in Bahrain, yeah.
Okay.
I did high school there, and I even have a diploma, sort of certificate of higher education from the UK for the time I did there.
Yeah, and that's still not good enough for the Germans.
That's still not good enough. I think it's the uni, they're just assholes.
Is it just being an asshole, or like it's their own laws and regulations that are tying their hands?
I'm not really sure because I was studying at the same university. I didn't switch to a different university.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely no sense.
switched from like full-time on-campus studies to part-time distance studies. That's all I wanted. So I can work because I love the job. I'm in a good position. There's a a lot of room for growth. I love my team.
Okay.
I learn a lot from them.
How big is the team?
The team is so infrastructure. So let's say IT is about 7-8 people.
Okay.
Help
I
desk.
ask it because it usually gives a good representation of how big the company is.
Yeah.
It's like when you know the number. Okay.
Help desk is 4 people in general, including my supervisor. We're 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have an administrator and my boss, who's head of infrastructure. Then we have a CRM team with 2 people. And on top of that, we have our head of IT.
Oh,
Yes.
a bunch of geeky stuff.
Yes,
Geeky stuff, I have no idea what they're about. My God.
I'm more into the infrastructure side, hardware. Networks is my passion. So anything to do with internet, Ethernet, like protocols, firewalls. I have my own firewall. I even have, like right now in my backpack, I have a portable router that I carry with me and I plug into places, and then I have
Jesus
my own
Christ,
network.
I invited a fucking CIA agent in my own goddamn house. Please don't hack anything of mine.
No, my phone's over there, all right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
At least your equipments are far away.
Yes.
Like, what got you into this line of interest? Please tell me it wasn't Mr. Robot.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I've seen a bunch of people get interested in that field because of a.
I mean, Mr. Robot is actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Even a lot of cybersecurity experts, they like the show as well because of that. There's a lot of things they keep very real. I mean, of course, all the, hacking, like, nobody fucking does that.
Okay, in what sense no one fucking does that?
Like nobody
hack?
No, nobody sits down and just, watches a screen of code, like scroll. That never happens.
Oh, okay.
Usually hacking, what goes down, it's a lot of research. It's called OSINT, so open source intelligence. You basically, you stalk the people you want to hack. Okay. And then you figure out where they can, where they're penetrable.
That sounded oddly sexual, but okay, continue.
It's all right. It's on my CV, penetration testing.
I'm so happy you're here with your penetration testing. I'm happy and concerned a little bit.
Have you never heard the term pen testing?
No. Is that referred to? I have.
Yeah.
Penetration.
Yeah, they just,
is that you can penetrate?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just made it short, and made it more appealing to people. Pen testing.
Okay, if you have to penetrate my stuff here, what do you need? Because you said you have to do some stalking stuff.
I mean, I just need this probably.
Yeah, but how's that? What the fuck? I mean, I know now what you're holding
that's
in
a
your
flipper.
hand. Okay.
So, probably the easiest way to hack you is Bluetooth.
If any of my objects are on Bluetooth on, you will be able to hack in.
Yes. So you want to do it? I have a test thing. You want to try it? See if it pings your phone.
Sure.
All right.
I'm actually curious, but please don't hack too much.
No. It's just gonna spam your
trust
phone.
Trust me, everything is being recorded. I can use this in a court of law against you.
it's fine. You consented. So
my Bluetooth is on.
Okay.
Hack in.
So this will just flood all Bluetooth attacks that I have.
Okay. A new device has been found.
Yeah, exactly.
That's you?
That's me.
Fucking hell.
There's also
and it actually looks very convincing.
Yeah.
Convincing enough for me to mistake it with my own devices and just say connect.
This is a better one. It's Android Device Connect. You have an Android, right?
I have an Android.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be waiting for something?
It might be. No, this one's long range. Maybe I should give it a bit more of a gap on the spam. 500 milliseconds. And you can see the light changes. That depends on the speed of my attack. So the faster I go. Yeah. But these are just some sample attacks that people have built. And they... Samsung Buds.
Oh, okay. It actually looks like a fucking bud.
Yeah.
But it's not a bud.
It's not a bud.
And what happens if I say yes, connect?
Then I'm connected. That's it. I pwned you.
Fully?
Yeah.
You would be able to access my bank data, my cryptocurrency, whatever.
Yes, not with this. Because this is just a sample. This doesn't run any scripts or anything.
Would you have to use that and connect it to your own laptop, then have access to my... From that thing on its own?
From that thing, yeah. It has a... So let me...
I hate future. I really hate the future.
And this is guess how much this costs?
I'm guessing not a lot. I mean, it looks pretty handy and very, I don't know, good. But, all right, I'll give a guess. 50 euros?
No, it's a bit more than that.
Okay, 200.
Yeah, now they've reached 200. I got it for 175. But like, there's an SD card. This one is 64 gigabytes, and like, I'm not even using 5 of the 64 gigabytes, and you can just write scripts. There are some people that are really good at it. The reason I got it is I've been testing bad USB.
What do you mean bad USB?
So, for example,
yeah, get used to me asking a lot of stupid questions, because bad USB for me, it's like bad USB is the USB that you can't plug your shit in. That's the only definition I have of a bad USB.
So you watched Mr. Robot?
I have,
and
the first season only.
Yeah, have you seen the USBs he threw around?
Yes,
those are bad USBs.
Oh, so like contaminated, basically.
Yes, right? And those work on what's called, I think it's called like HID, and it's basically like this. You see that keyboard in front of you, that mouse in front of you? Those don't do like data transfer. I mean, they do data transfer just for the mouse clicks and stuff like that. Very basic, right? And
it's like this person clicked on N, this person clicked on W. It's like
exactly.
I would assume they're pretty simple, straightforward commands.
Yes. So in my company, if you plug in a USB into any of our laptops, it's not going to work. But we give out wireless mice. We have our headsets. They use a dongle, so we need USB to work. That's right. You know. So those work on a different protocol, which is HID. Now, what bad USB does is it basically tells the computer, "Hi, I'm a keyboard."
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I get that.
And then, well, I can run my script and get your Wi-Fi password. I've been trying to do like an install script that just does all my, labor work for when I'm setting up laptops. It just wipes installed software and do stuff like that.
So basically a bad USB is a lying USB.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. It just tells you, "Hi, I'm a keyboard. I'm a mouse. Don't worry about it. I'm opening up a terminal. I'm stealing data right now. It's all good."
That is so offensive.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this part I understood, but you said that there's quite a lot of stalking for someone that you want to like hack in.
Yeah, okay.
Other ways of hacking in, with the exception of like that one.
Okay, so like, phishing scams.
I know some of them. Like I know you can like hide a virus inside a USB drive.
Yeah.
Like a micro USB, and as soon as that USB is attached to any device, that's basically like someone is taking over.
Yeah.
That one I know, but
that's simple, right? But if your target is a bit more security aware, privacy aware, like I won't click links. My dad sends me, like my dad, he fucked up, downloaded Adobe on his phone, and now anytime he sends me a PDF, it sends it as a link from the Adobe cloud. And I tell him, "I'm not going to click your link. I don't trust you. Like, I'm sorry, it's not happening. Why are you sending me a link? Figure out a way." And then he figures out a way and sends me the PDF. Okay. But say I want to hack you, all right? Now, I do some research on you. You have a kid, he has cancer, he has a doctor. Doctors are known to be very susceptible. So I send your doctor a phishing email. He clicks it. I own his email. Now I send you updated test results from Timmy's.
Oh, from someone that you actually know. So basically you would infiltrate, if that person or that company is a company that is very secure and a little bit like overly suspicious, you would have to use someone they know, or someone like they constantly meet, and then infiltrate that person and use that person as a hooking.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would be the easiest way.
Dark world.
That would be the easiest way. That is why people in IT don't sleep at night. That is one of the reasons. Yeah. But also a lot of software is just compromised. If you go look at CVEs, there's a lot of shit. There's a new CVE every day. CVE is basically, it's called critical vulnerability exploit.
Okay.
And how are these documented? So researchers, they fuck around. And that's sort of where that's what I do all the time, is just fuck around. Except, researchers, they get paid, they write papers, and their whole life is just fucking around with tech. And they find, okay, this is an exploit. So they document it, and then that gets a rating from 1 to 10. 10 is like, you are fucked. Okay. Like, there are no 10s, as far as I know. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 10s, but like, that is fucked. Like, you can get into the kernel, you own everything in the machine,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And those come out every day. There's a new one every day.
I actually feel like my inability to understand these type of things is going to become like an actual liability in the future. Because like the more we're progressing as a species, the first thing that is progressing with us is technology. And
yes.
if dummies like me and a lot of people who share my point of view regarding technology, if we don't catch up, we're just gonna get butt fucked.
Yeah.
Like on a constant, regular, day-to-day basis. Because like, man, I mean, there are some things that I'm very aware of that I'm not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like a random link from someone that I don't know nothing about. It's like, who the fuck is this person that is sending me that link? That I know that I'm really not supposed to be clicking on that. So there are like basic stuff that I watched in movies enough to know that, okay, this is a bad thing, don't do this. This is a bad thing, don't do this. But like, the more we're going forward, the more advanced all this technology is becoming, and it's becoming like more incomprehensible for someone like me. Man, I'm like 29. What the fuck is going to happen for someone who's 60? And like have been here for a very long time? They barely understand TV. They barely understand the phones that they're carrying. Like how easy it's going to be for other people to hack into them.
I mean, that they're already very easy to hack because you just do the social engineering aspect. Like, have you seen the videos of like there's a guy on YouTube, I think also on Twitch, Scammer Payback?
No, I'm not sure.
But
check him out now.
Yeah, sure, you can watch one of his videos. But basically, I mean, you've heard of the like Indian call centers of people calling old people.
Yeah, that one I heard.
IRS.
The Indian one I heard.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Scammer Payback. This guy actually, you know, he sent rats to their offices. He found out where their offices. He hacked
rats.
Rats, like actual live rats.
Are you out of your fucking mind for real?
For real, you can watch this on YouTube. This was a long time ago as well.
Man, I'm a dum-dum.
But like he found out where
be maliciously or not, there just wasn't really a title on it yet. It was just called hacking.
Oh yeah, I have seen some of the videos. I didn't know that like this is the person and that's what he actually does.
Yeah, like he finds out where they are. This guy
and back then,
to Scammer Payback, and on educating people as well to not get scammed, because there's a lot of people that don't know. They just pick up the phone, you know.
We don't know. I have no fucking clue who the fuck is going to like penetrate my stuff.
Yeah, but that's the most like. See, you're learning the lingo now.
I am. I'm all penetrated on all levels and on all holes.
Like, there's a lot of old people that you don't need to hack them. They'll just send it to you, and that's the sad part.
How is that going to be like in the next like 20 years? Considering the advancement of technology that we're experiencing on a regular day-to-day basis.
So I do tech support, and sometimes one of the issues like is just, well, I mean, you know the meme, just have you turned it on or off again? Sometimes people haven't turned on their headsets, and they're like, my headset isn't working. Are you using that like
figuratively or literally?
No, literally. People give me a call like, my headset's not working, panicking. I text them back like 5 minutes later.
Okay, no, I'm not that big of a dummy,
you know,
to be honest.
Or like the mouse is not
stuff
on, and you're like, okay, or it's not charged or something, and you're like, God damn, people are stupid, and not just like.
Is that like part of your job, receiving phone calls like this?
Yeah. So
we have main part of your job, or like
main part of my job.
Oh, guiding dummies to their dumb shit.
So the reason, how did I get this job? I was looking for 1.5 years for an internship. And then I did the LinkedIn hustle. And
I hate the LinkedIn hustle.
Yeah. Why? It's all right. It's good.
No, not
How are you doing it right, Ali?
I'm pretty sure I'm doing it very wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Like based on my inadequacies of like IT and like.
All right. So you know how LinkedIn works and connections. Okay, that's the problem. You see, LinkedIn works on connections based. So have you ever seen,
as in who follows who, right?
Who's connected? Follows is not a connection.
Right.
When you follow somebody, they're not in your network. You just follow their feed and what they post. It's kind of like with Instagram.
Right.
You know? But connections are basically people in your network, people you're connected with. If you go and search and you see people that are like second connection, third connection, what does that mean?
That they're connected to multiple people or multiple organizations?
No. Second connection means they're connected to somebody you're connected to.
Oh, like, okay, like a chain.
Right. Like it's a circle, you know? So that is the first ring.
Right.
The second ring is third connections. So people connected to you. and that's how searches are indexed.
Oh, okay.
So you just got to connect with people in your field, and then when somebody searches for a job, they find you, and that's how they found me.
It's all through the connections.
Yes.
So basically, I'm guessing my lack of success in that area is because I'm not connected to shit. Right?
Yeah, we can. How many connections you have?
Last time I checked, it's been a while. I have no idea actually.
Okay, rough number.
One.
Okay, all right.
Barely, maybe.
Yeah,
not even.
So around 500 connections is when, like, about I think 30,000 is the number. 30,000 people see you.
For 5?
For 500.
For 500. Okay.
Or is 30,000. 30,000 or 300,000? I'm not sure. It's a huge difference. I'm not good with numbers, but it's something like
not
that.
Good with numbers. Said the guy working in IT.
Yeah, it's I have calculators. It's all right. You can write a script.
My God.
But that's another thing. Like with AI, let me finish the story. But yeah, this is how I got the job.
Yeah, you were talking about that. Sorry.
It's okay, man. I jump around with my stories.
So do I.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking shit show because this is one of my biggest issues. I jump around quite often.
Yeah, but I try to finish always.
Yeah,
maybe in your face or somewhere else. It's fine.
And this is my first time. Be gentle, please. Nothing above the neck.
Nothing above
Please do finish.
So yeah, so she contacted me. She was like, we're looking for somebody in recruitment. We want to do sales. Do you want to jump on a quick call? I jump on a call. Back then, my German was fucked. And we talked in German, and I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to do anything, but I need an internship. Do you need somebody in IT? She's like, okay, send me your CV. Send her my CV. Looks at it 5 minutes later, sets up a meeting, gives me the whole job description. But this is the job description, is they need somebody to manage Germany. We have 4 offices in Germany. 4.
Okay.
Yes, 4.
Manage Germany, the entire country of Germany.
Yes.
Or like 1/4, I'm guessing, if you have like 4 sections.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're in Cologne, Frankfurt, Munich, Berlin.
Right.
And up until this point, for the most part, they had like a few people, but they didn't really last that long. It was just handled by office managers and HR, the job of IT. And everything else was support, equipment, all of that was coming from the UK. Because that's where my company's headquarters is in the UK.
So it's a British company.
It's a British company, yes. And yeah, that's why they got me in the job, is because they needed somebody to support Germany, who also spoke Germany. And also I was an intern, so I costed nothing.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
1 second, pause. I'm going to edit it out later. But this bitch is already here.
All right. Put it as like a quick bits, outtakes, bloopers,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I could use it as a leverage against him because he really doesn't want to be in my podcast.
All right. Oh, your face has already been on camera.
We're associated with you.
Okay.
Your name is already in the first episode.
All right. Okay.
Whoa.
Only as Amir, nothing more. There are a lot of people on.
You know how many Amirs there are?
Bro, I know, but there is only, the latest and greatest.
Shut the fuck up, sit your ass down.
Oh, wait.
Beer, tea, what is it?
Yeah. What do you got? You got gin?
No, that's my lunch
Okay.
and dinner.
Okay.
Very good.
What is this?
I bet I know what that is.
No, you don't.
Okay.
I thought so too, but no.
Okay. Frikadellen?
No, something tasty, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, the continuity. Nothing is supposed to be added to the table when I'm cutting, man.
Okay.
Put it in your mouth.
Shut. No, we're not gonna have this. Sit down, continue to study. Sorry.
Wait, okay. No,
God damn it.
Tea, beer, whatever the fuck you want to have. You're not walking in front of the
Yeah.
camera.
You can jump over. That's fine.
Yeah, man, do you. Just make as little sound as humanly possible.
That's.
I'm gonna add all of this to the podcast. I'm gonna add all of this. Sorry. Your voice is gonna be in this thing. Your face probably is in the mirror. I mean, you won't be in this angle, but you will be in the mirror angle. Yes, you got recognized. Sorry. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard is gonna come for you. They're not gonna come for him. He's from Bahrain. What the fuck they care?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they'll send people after him.
It's all right. We got people there. So
Yeah, because they're their cousins. Man. Who do you think they call when they get shit going that way?
Yeah, are you here to spy on me? From the Iranian
no.
regime?
Wait, fair question though.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that.
look who you brought to my house. No, but very, very fair and honest question.
Yeah.
If you receive like a random, this is actually, sorry, I'm not joking. You're gonna be in the fucking podcast because you just took too long, and now there's just too much for me to edit
Yeah.
out. So, yeah, tough titties. So if you receive like a message on Instagram or
Yeah.
whatever platform you might have, and they say that, are you in contact with this person? Me,
Okay.
Ali Puriya. Like, do you happen to be in contact with this person? They say yes. It's like, and if they offer you, I don't know how much my life is worth, 50k,
Okay.
to not to do anything like harmful against me, but to like observe and report back.
Okay.
Would you take that?
No, I don't have time for that.
That is true.
Like,
Yeah, if you
50K is
use any
nothing.
other excuse that oh no, our friendship means more, like that would be very unconvincing, and I would refuse to believe that
No.
like this friendship or like no, I'm drinking your liquor and like
No.
there are rules. So you just because you don't have time, man, 50k,
There's nothing, man. You know the amount
Thousands?
of time I would have to invest
100,000,
still. For how long? What is the period?
6 months.
6 months, 100K. That's not enough. That's not enough. I have
Okay, get me to your job. What
Like-
type of money are you making?
oh
now?
nothing at all, man. I'm working part time, working 4 hours officially,
Mhm.
and you know, I make like 1.5.
How much would be enough for the period of 6 months to say, okay, I will like observe and report back?
6 months.
Yeah. I'm not judging because everyone has a price. For fucking hell, sure, I have a price.
It's hard to say. Again, I make nothing. I would say 150K, but it depends on
That's
my
good enough.
cost because like probably more even because
Paid in advance, I'm guessing.
100%. You know how much cost I have to incur. I have to break in here, tap your Wi-Fi, and then set up like surveillance.
Oh no, not
Because-
like that.
What?
Just to report and observe as a friend or as a regular on the podcast.
Okay, all right.
Like nothing.
I'm a professional. I do
Or
things
like-
right, man. I do things right. Like report and observe that. Yeah.
You cannot be adding.
I'm not
comments.
wasting
If
more.
you're adding
time.
comments, you're sitting
You know,
here. Sorry.
like I'm not wasting more time on. Oh, now I have to call Ali. I have to hit up Ali. I have to hit my weekly quota of surveillance. No, fuck that, man. I'll tap the shit out of you. Like what the fuck? I have the technology. They gave me the money. Like part of the money is also to fund, you know, the
Oh, okay.
infrastructure.
Oh, okay.
Like-
So now it actually makes more sense because like 150,000 for just
Yeah.
sitting and talk shit with someone and not like do any research.
Yeah, no,
that's kind of
no,
stupid.
no, no.
But like doing like
I'll be
a
up your
full-on
ass, man.
surveillance,
There would
like
be
who is
bugs
he?
up your ass. You won't even know. You would look at this mic, you'd think, oh, cool. No, this mic is a camera.
I'm not surprised. Everything is a fucking camera now. But back to the original point, which
Yeah.
was the conversation about you finding jobs. I'm actually happy for you that works for you.
Yeah.
Because regrettably, LinkedIn has never worked for me. Like
Well-
everything that is online just ceases to work for me.
It's
Especially-
AI. It's AI. That's the problem. That's why, like, I
do
prey
you
on
mean?
the kindness of humans.
How is that related to AI and finding jobs?
Because if you apply, because now, oh, everything is easy. Even LinkedIn makes it easy. They're like, oh, LinkedIn, easy apply. Yeah, just hit a one button. You have your shit set up. Fuck that. You know why? Because you think HR people are reading your CVs? No, there's
I'm
AI.
guessing no.
There's AI that's parsing and it goes through the checklist and it's like, here, this is the person you want. This is the candidate you want. But that doesn't work. HR knows this. It doesn't work. HR wants people that will fit in their company, in their teams, people that work for them. So what do? You prey on the kindness of man.
Oh, prey on the kindness of man. What
Yes.
an evil statement to make.
Yes. So this is what you do is you connect with people. And then you begin to narrow your circle. First, you just get your connections to build up your circle so people see you are out there. Then you find people in your field in the positions you want to get and people who do HR for companies that work in the field you want to work in. And then you just pick up your phone. Your phone is a weapon, man. Nobody uses it. I don't use social media because that's just a drain of time. But if you pick up the phone, you call, nobody calls them. HR people, they love to get on the phone. They love to call. If they don't answer, you send them an email like, hi, I'm Naji. What's up? How's it going? I'm interested in this position you have here. I was just have a few questions about that. And then they know your name. If you give them a call, like, you know, they don't have a position, they'll call you back. To this day, there's people that call me back. They're like, hi, how are you, Naji? Well, now a position has opened up. Do you want to join the team? We'd love to have you.
Yeah, no, I will tell you, this method I actually use. Like using I wouldn't recognize it as saying that using the kindness of people.
It is because you know their dogs, you know their wife.
Kinda. I would just use psychology. Like use psychology as a term, but not saying that it's basically the same. It's just the sugar coating of what psychology is. But I will do that. But my biggest lack is on the other side of the spectrum, which is the technology part, the making the CV part, the finding connections through. Man, every job that I've ever had, I found it through literal brute force. Yeah. So it's like I printed 20 CVs. Yeah. It's like in the streets of Budapest. This is like one of my first experiences of finding a job in Europe in general. Because in Iran, I really never had an issue finding a job. I had like a good number of connections there, and when you have connections in Iran, you're basically set. But like in Budapest, I realized that okay, this LinkedIn shit is not working for me, and I had no idea about those connections and the stuff that you were mentioning before. So I had no idea that that's what I'm supposed to do with my LinkedIn. So I said, all right, let's brute force it, and I would just print literally 30 CVs. This hotel, that hotel, this cafe, that cafe, and it's like starting to talk, starting to actually do the human being thingy, the psychology thingy, and that works for me. But my guess is that this form of job seeking is just going to vanish in a couple of years. Yeah. And what you're mentioning regarding like AI and skimming through the CVs, man, AI is relatively new.
No.
It is relatively new.
No. Consumer, yes, but AI.
By consumer, you mean like mainstream AI, like ChatGPT? You're saying yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's relatively new. Before that, I mean, they had parsers.
Which is?
They just parse through the documents, and that's what the term AI readable means. Is if you're like Word PDF document or whatever, always use PDF. Never send a Word document, first of all. If the AI can read it.
Can be altered?
No, I mean that too, but because Word is, well, you have to be tied to Microsoft for that. It's not an open document format. It's licensed, so not a lot of software is catered to it. Now it's getting better, especially Microsoft. They're doing a lot of work on that because, well, it's their product. But before that, it wasn't like that. PDF, it's sort of, instead of coding for everything, you code for one thing that everybody uses.
Right.
And if people like fall outside of that spectrum, well, fuck them.
I'm actually going to be one of those people who very soon falls out of that spectrum.
Yeah, how come?
Not necessarily like the PDF thing, but like I said, this technology aspect of that we're experiencing.
It's scary even for me.
It's scary even for you, man. Imagine what it's like for me. Imagine like for someone that studied literature their entire lives and refuses to like read books on their mobiles because like I need a tangible book, like I need to go through the pages.
I get that.
Yeah, but like it's different because you're living in that environment, so like you're already very much well acquainted with what you're supposed to do and what the world of AI is, what the world of technology is. You already have that information. I have none of that, and I have none of that to a level that I still like write. I still take pens and papers to university and school. Same, really.
Yeah. I mean, a book
I would have never guessed that, especially for someone who's doing AI and IT shit.
I take extensive notes.
Extensive notes?
Yeah. So part of my job on the help desk is also, especially for the German specific software, like for example, Dativ. England won't touch Dativ. As a matter of fact, like Dativ comes up.
What do you mean again?
Dativ? Have you not heard of Dativ? Have you never gotten paid? Like you get your pay slip.
I have gotten paid, but I don't know what the fuck is Dativ.
All right, so that I'm just using it as a jumping off point. But yeah, so Dativ is basically this company. They do bookkeeping. They provide bookkeeping software for companies.
Okay.
And the reason I asked if you get paid is because a lot of companies in Germany use Dativ as their bookkeeping software, and they use it to do payroll. So you would go
I think our
on,
company also does that.
Yeah,
Like
so
our hotel does that. I think.
you go to
I've
like
seen it. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I remember
you would get
seeing
a
that
letter
word
in
on
the
my
mail.
payslip.
Yes, exactly.
I
Do you
do
go
have-
to Dativ Arbeitnehmer online to get your Lohnabrechnung, right?
Oh no, that usually is given to us by our HR department.
Yeah, I think they don't want to pay for you to have
No.
to have a license to go log in, get
Oh,
your
no,
loan
no,
document.
not at
I
all.
think that costs more. Everything costs more on Dativ, so they'd rather just get the letters and
Yeah.
print them out, give
That's
them to
exactly
you in
what
hand.
they do. They
Yeah.
do it like on a closed envelope. It's like half your
Exactly.
payslip.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I've seen that. But yeah, it's a scary world.
and it's all in German. Everything is in German. Their documentation, props to them. They
But to
added
Germans.
English. Yeah,
Okay.
to Dativ, the company.
Oh, okay.
They added English. You click English, the first paragraph
Mhm.
turns to English, and everything below that is all in German.
Germany never ceases to
Yeah.
amaze me.
So like that stuff I have to document in case the same problem occurs again. They get the same ticket on the help desk. For example, I die or get fired, then they know how to deal with it. They don't need
Right.
me. Yeah. So part of my job is making me expendable.
Well, aren't we all?
And
Expendable in our own
also
jobs.
part of me fucking around is a lot of what I do that's, not like my tasks, my day-to-day tasks, is making me expendable. I just automate my day-to-day tasks so I don't have to do the boring stuff, But it makes me easier to fire.
Yeah, but we're all easy to fire here. Don't worry. I don't think either of us here is white enough not to be easy to fire.
That's true. Fair enough.
Do you experience any racism in Germany, by the way? Now that we're on the concept of skin.
Depends, yes. But usually, like if racism comes up, I'm down to play ball, So like,
How much to play ball? To play ball verbally, or let's throw the shit down and start like solving our problems with our fists?
Verbally. I mean, also I'm an Arab, so naturally,
Yeah, that helps.
we can bond over the hate of Jews. It's all right, So that's usually what happens. We just bond over our
Like
mutual
immediately.
racism. Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, that was our case in Hungary. Like anytime you would ever face any type of racism with like Hungarian people, you would immediately shift the topic on the topic of gypsies. And, like everyone fucking loves the gypsies in Hungary. Have you ever been to Hungary?
Never, actually. I really want to go to Hungary's Budapest, right?
Budapest. Budapest as a capital. Man, I cannot recommend that place enough.
All right.
Like I genuinely cannot recommend that place enough. Especially like there are certain criteria.
Can you still go back there?
Budapest?
Yeah.
Well, for sure.
All right, then we'll go together. That's
Definitely.
need a local.
I'm pretty sure I would visit Budapest around September.
All right.
Around my birthday. It should be like a part of.
We'll discuss.
Maybe I shouldn't have told people where I'm going to be on September.
It's all right.
It's probably, since now I've said it on the camera, it's probably not going to be on September.
Yes, it's fine.
But you never know. Maybe it's like a double bluff. So we'll see. But yeah, I would go. And man, no other place like it.
All right.
And I've been to many countries now, like many cities. I've lived in like a good number of cities. And to this day, if I am like offered a job that pays 1,500 euros, 1,400 euros even, I would just immediately go back to Budapest.
Yeah.
Because first of all, there are certain criteria about Hungary and about Budapest that you must be in order to enjoy that city.
Okay.
One of them is being single.
All right.
It's really, if you're living in there, no, being in a relationship doesn't really hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I get
hurt
that,
the experience. But if you're like visiting for a week, don't take anyone with you.
All right.
Go there as a very, very, very single man.
It's like going to a festival with a girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's worse than that. It's like having, I don't know, a duck over your shoulder while going to hunt. It's like, bro, you already have the food. Where are you going? Come on. So it is very much like that. It's
all right.
I would tell you, it felt like the type of city where people that were coming from London or Paris or Berlin that wanted to party.
All right. Okay. I love Berlin.
That should say enough about a place. But I will actually tell you, as someone who has already been to Berlin and have like partied in Berlin, I don't think like the party scene is bigger in Budapest than it is in Berlin, because like in Berlin you have stuff like Kit Kat, and you have Berghain, and you have raves and rave and after rave and after rave. So Budapest doesn't have that. Like, doesn't have a Kit Kat where you just go inside and it's basically like a Caligula party, or like a Berghain, which is
what,
like
what did you say?
Caligula party.
What does that mean?
Caligula was one of the emperors of Rome.
Okay.
And he was famous for like orchestrating orgies and like murdering people after the orgy. He was like the mad king of that era and of that. So if you want to like use a very fantastic party, you would say it like a Caligula party.
All right, fair enough.
And I will actually show you the movie Caligula. It's basically a porno directed by Tinta Brandt. Wonderful. So yeah, the Caligula party is very much absent in Budapest, but it's fun and it's alive and it's much smaller than Berlin. So you feel that thing. Like, there are a lot of places that if you go in Berlin, during certain hours of day or night, you don't see all that much happening. But like, since Budapest is like closer and more confined, you feel like you're in a party city. You feel like every street that you're going to, there is something. There is a gypsy fucking a hooker behind the dumpster, and like literally on the other side there are people doing weed, and the other side someone is doing heroin. And the other front, you have the Morrisons, then you have Instant, you have like club after club after club after club, cheap and fun and weirdly actually quite safe.
All right. That's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird, but like Eastern Bloc in Europe, usually the police in the Eastern Bloc, they don't fuck around. Yeah. Like a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine in Budapest, one time was caught holding a joint in his hand, like a very small joint, nothing too big. And the police basically strip searched him in the middle of the street. And he was also Arab too. He was Jordanian though. Shout out to Tarek. So yeah, he basically strip searched him for holding like a half burnt piece of joint. Yeah. And when they were done and they didn't find anything, they just confiscated the residence permit. Said, please visit this office, police office at this hour. You might get it back. Yeah, so this is actually a negative part. Like, if you go to Budapest as a dark-skinned man, be a little bit more careful with the Hungarian police.
I get it. Don't do it on the streets.
Yes, exactly.
That's fine. That's respectable.
Yes, and as long as you respect their way of living and their way of behaving, you should be fine. I was living there for basically 2 years, and I had zero amount of experience such as these.
All right. So what made you come to Germany?
Oh, it's a very long story. Okay. It's a very, very long story. But I can summarize it. I was working in Budapest in a hotel. I was the front office manager of the hotel. And one day, very randomly, I saw a very, very skinny woman sitting behind my station at the reception. Like, okay, who the fuck is this person? Well, why is she here? And why is she not in the hotel uniform? And it felt very strange.
Were you getting hacked?
No, those are your stories, not mine. In my stories, everyone is a technological dummy. Okay. So no one is able to do any type of hacking.
We like that.
What?
We like that.
I'm pretty sure you do. I'm not surprised. So yeah, this woman was filling around with my PC at work, and I went inside the reception. It's like, hi, how can I help you? And she said, my name is Shara. And Shara is basically Sarah, but Sarah in Hungarian, every S is set out as Sh. Yeah. I'm Shara, and as soon as she said Shara, I knew who Shara was, because before that, Shara to me was just a button on my phone that whenever we had like issues, we would just sort of, Shara, you are that button on my phone. And yeah, she said, I'm Shara, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. She was actually, I think, the head of the HR at that moment. Yeah. Like before, she had a different position, but at that particular moment when she was standing in the reception, she was the head of HR. And she said, we started talking about like random stuff, nothing particularly work related. Yeah. But I think after like an hour of talking, she stayed with me as I was checking in people. So she basically did see me work. I said, you're quite capable. Why are you wasting your time in a small branch like this in Budapest? Because this was a chain hotel. Yeah. And it was actually a German chain hotel. but they had a branch in Budapest, and I was the reception of that branch.
Yeah.
So you're doing all right here. I feel like you're being wasted working in a smaller branch, which is Budapest. Said, you want to go to Germany ever? Yeah, sure.
No, all right.
Actually, definitely, I said yeah, sure, because back then I was really struggling. Like, that's what I told you, that if I am offered a job that pays a minimum 1,400 euros, I would accept, because if it's anything less than 1,000, you will really struggle to live in Hungary. It is, the economy is shit, and people are not making all that much, and the price difference is not that big in comparison to Germany. So you don't really feel if it's that cheaper. So it has to be to a certain level, like 1,400, 1,300 is an acceptable level. You could live a comfortable life in Budapest. But what I was receiving back then, even as a manager of the reception, meant nothing. It was literally peanuts. So I was struggling. As soon as the woman said, do this, I said, aye, captain, let's go.
I love that. Yeah,
but like that just spiraled like a whole series of events that first got me to be in Vienna for a couple of months, doing the same work, but in the branch in Vienna.
Yeah.
In 2 branches, actually. We had one in Stadthalle and we had one in Hauptbahnhof. I didn't work that one that much in Stadthalle, but Hauptbahnhof was my base. After Vienna, I had like a small back trip to Budapest to settle all the stuff that I had there.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Hamburg, started working. It was a very shitty hotel.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
Is St. Pauli or where?
What do you mean?
In Hamburg.
Big, far too big. Too many tables, shitty hotel. The elevator never worked.
Yeah.
I was basically carrying luggage up and down for this guest, and I guess imagine like the number of beds, like 3,000, something crazy.
Shit.
And I said, no, this does not cut it. I said, yeah, you did tell me that I'm a more capable person, but not this capable. This is fucking me up the ass every single day that I'm coming here. So I said, do something or I'm going back. Well, not necessarily Budapest, but I'm coming out of this hotel in general.
Yeah.
Then I was transferred to Köln. Stayed in the Köln branch for a while, but also that did work, and I was planning to stay there. But one day that I was working in the branch in Köln, the same thing happened to me that happened in Budapest. Another person came and said, "What are you doing here? You have a good CV for hotel business. If you've been in multiple countries," and said, "Have you ever heard of this hotel?" I don't want to name the hotel because that would make it easier for the audience. There was basically another hotel, a fancier one. I said, you want to work there? Yeah, sure.
Is it under the same management group? Or?
Not at all. Different company, different management group, different everything. It is a chain hotel again, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
All right.
Randomly in a very, very random village in some part of Germany, which we will not discuss.
Yeah.
But that's what got me here.
But you're a hospitality, gastronomy man through and through. That's what you want to do?
I'm not.
Okay, all right.
Not even in the slightest. The thing is, when you grow up in Iran, I've noticed that this happens. It's not just Iran. It's a multitude of countries that this happens in. You somewhat forget what is it that you actually want to do, and you constantly mistake it with what you can do.
Fair enough.
You will receive a job offer, and the first thing in your head is really not is that something that I want to do or something that I would love to do? It's like, is that something I can do?
Okay.
And this caused me to go from hotel to hotel to hotel to hotel, even though this is really not my line of work, and this is really not something I enjoy doing. I am good at it.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I happen to be good in this business. But that's really not something that I would want to pursue at all. If it was up to me, I would pursue the same thing that I always wanted to pursue, which is cinema.
All right.
Like directing. Everything else that I have done, literally everything. The major I've studied, the movies I've watched, the people that I hang out with, the people I've dated.
Yeah.
They all are somewhat related to like my interest in cinema.
I get that. Okay.
So no, if it's up to me, like this what I'm doing right here with this podcast is a lot more closer to something I really want to do rather than a hotel. But like I said, in Iran, what is it like in Bahrain? Like, do you sense that there's a difference of what you want to do and something that you have to do? How much do you have to like wrestle with this idea when you're living in Bahrain? Because Bahrain is like a complete blank to me. I have very little information about it. I don't know much about your economy, your job markets, basically anything.
Well, start with this. So Bahrain I found this out last week, has the second strongest currency in the world.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah. I didn't know this living there. I knew our currency was strong because I knew this.
What's the name? Real?
Bahraini dinars.
Dinar.
The first is Kuwaiti dinars.
Okay.
And they're a bit more expensive, you know. But it's like this. So the Bahraini dinar is a basket currency. So it's tied to the dollar.
Yeah, I think you explained it to me now, but explain it here again because it's really interesting.
So that means, and this is also mainly because we have the Fifth Fleet from the United States. They are stationed in Bahrain, and that's probably where that deal came in, as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, and so we always buy the dollar at a fixed rate. No matter if the dollar is up, the dollar is down, we buy the dollar at the same rate. And I think that's part of the boost our currency gets. Right. But the dollar recently, I mean, I don't know if you watch the news. I don't really, but...
it's dropping down after the tariff wars.
Yes,
the dollar lost a lot of its value.
But apparently the dinar's doing good. So I don't know what kind of hacks they're doing there. Because I saw this week and I was like, why is it still, you know, very, very well? Because it's based on the dollar. It's directly connected to the dollar. If the dollar's fucked, we're fucked.
But how is it that you're not fucked now?
Exactly. I mean, that's something I need to research.
Dollar is not really fucked because it's basically impossible to fuck the dollar. I mean, when you have something like Federal Reserve, and when you have dollar to be the ultimate ruler of this planet, you really cannot fuck it up all that much.
That's true. But have you seen the economy?
It's not doing well, is it?
No. I have investments, and like my investments were trending like this for the last 6 months. And then Trump came into... I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. And then comes a blip. And then just destroyed all the gains from the last year.
Crypto or like a legitimate
No, legitimate markets. Like I have ETFs. I have normal stocks. You know, I fuck around with that too. But it's mainly like just safe ETFs. Instead of just, you know, keeping the money in the bank, you keep it in an ETF. It's a smart choice to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains something about your currency, but like, what about the rest? The education system, the laws and regulations you have?
From what I've heard, I haven't been in the country in a while.
How long has it been? It's
been 4 years. And last time I was there, I was only there.
Me too.
I was only there for 1.5 years. Before that, I was also gone for another 4 years while I was in the UK. And so I don't know much about the day-to-day of the country. It's just what I hear. When I left, the job market is fucked. Based on my brothers, the job market is still fucked. And foreign business...
Fucked? How fucked? If you had to guess, what percentage of the population...
I'm gonna tell you. So you're a hospitality guy, right?
Yeah. Regrettably.
Yes. Our main source of income, aside from oil, comes from hospitality. Because...
I would have never guessed that.
Yes, because before Dubai... Like, Bahrain was the Las Vegas of the Gulf. You can come, you can drink, we have prostitution, we have everything. It's
legal.
Prostitution is not legal.
Okay.
But like nobody cares, you know? You know, if it happens in a hotel.
It's illegal in the court.
Yeah, you know, if you go to a hotel, there's a menu, you call the front desk.
Menu?
You know?
There's a menu in the Bahrain.
There's some hotels like that. Yes, I've been in those hotels. There's some with a menu. There's some where, you know, you call the front desk and the guy's like, okay, so who do you want? You know,
is it race based? How dark do you want it to be, or is...
I mean, I don't know about dark.
What type of preferences they gave?
I mean, it's, you know, it's the Middle East, so I would say less how dark, more of how Eastern European you want it to be. You know,
like how much does it resemble Ukraine, right?
Yeah, exactly. Is Ukraine ours?
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be closer to it, or there's also the Arabs. I mean, now women can drive in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
this has caused a boom in the prostitution market because now
in your country,
in my country,
driving in Saudi Arabia gives a boost to prostitution ecosystem in Bahrain.
Yes. Why?
I'm so confused.
because it's like this, right? She doesn't need anybody to drive her here. I mean, anyways, before Saudis were our biggest customers because, well, you can't do dick in Saudi Arabia. Like this was always the case.
What do you mean you can't do dick?
I mean, some people do dick in Saudi Arabia. Let's but like you can't do shit. They're crazy people. It's like Iran, but they're even more crazy.
They're heavily disagree with that statement.
Really? All right.
I do.
I mean, we can go into that.
Oh, we will. I think eventually.
Depends. Maybe we have different definitions of it. But I'm sure we do. But like there, you can't drink at all. Like people's common alcohol is rubbing alcohol to get drunk. Weed is also fucked, but like we get our weed from there. As a matter of fact, when Corona hit, the bridge was closed. There was no weed. There was no weed at all. People were scrummaging. They were bringing out like the stores from years past. And because we had a revolution in 2012, that cut the Iranian pipeline from the sea because, apparently we were in on it together. So that's
the weed business.
Yeah, weed shot up. You used to get like a thing of hash this big for nothing, and then now you get like a thing of hash this big for like $10.
The blessing of my country.
Thank you, Iran, but like it is what it is.
Is that really the alcohol situation? Because we have always had this ban of alcohol for the past like 4 decades in Iran.
Yeah,
but you can't get your hands on like first degree alcohol. Like if you're rich enough,
like a Jack Daniels, for example.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Man, Jack Daniels I haven't been there for 4 years, so I don't know like how difficult it is to another beer.
In a bit, still has
so I'm not really sure, like how easy it is for people to get like a legitimate alcohol. But the thing is, we always had the creation of moonshine.
All right, I've heard about the moonshine. It's apparently really good.
Do the moonshine distillery in Bahrain?
No, we have. I can walk into a store. I can buy it. It's fine.
You literally just told me that.
No, that's Saudi Arabia. That's why there's a boom in our country.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a little bit confused.
Yeah. No. We're the Las Vegas, man. We used to be the Las Vegas of the Gulf.
I was thinking. You said that you're Las Vegas, but the limitation with alcohol.
No. Yeah, that might have been me. Explained it bad. But yeah, because now women can drive, so they can come to Bahrain of their own volition. They can just cross the bridge and then they can hoe around, make their money.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, no, then our scenes are very different there in Iran and Bahrain.
But in terms of the economy, from what I've heard from the people I know, it's bad. The job market is also really bad. Our currency is strong, so like you can do a lot of stuff. Our day-to-day products are cheaper, I would say, or equivalent. It's definitely better quality.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but there's also like the government has been imposing a lot of tax. Before we didn't have any tax. Now there's like value-added tax on just day-to-day products like sugar, cigarettes, all of that. When I first started smoking, we don't have packs of cigarettes this big, but like the normal pack of cigarette was like maximum 1 BD, Marlboro,
which is how many euros?
1 BD is 2 euros.
Okay.
There or thereabouts.
In Iran is 10 cents per pack.
Yeah. See, that's also another discrepancy. Now with taxes, it's like 2.4 BD, which is like minimum 5 euros per pack, which is still cheaper than here.
All right. What is the minimum wage though?
Minimum wage is
based on the euro or dollar, something that is comprehensible to me a bit.
1,000 euros.
1,000 euros is minimum wage.
1,000 euros.
Man, that's a good minimum wage for
I would say either it's 750 or 1,000 euros. I'm not quite sure, but like if I recall, when I was getting unemployment, it used to be 300 euros.
Okay,
that's my unemployment.
That's a big.
But
difference.
In the country, like 300 euros, that's.
Is that livable?
Get you far?
No, but like the current minimum wage now, the 700 to 1,000.
No, I mean depends on how much you're paying for living cost. A lot of people live with their parents.
Well, that's a cultural thing. It's the same thing in Iran. I find it to be weird now.
It's a double-edged sword. Let's say that. Depends on your situation. Depends on your parents. Depends
on your character.
Depends on your character.
Depends on who you are.
Yeah. Like my brother moved out, now he's living again there. But it's also, if you want to buy real estate, if you want to have a house, it costs a lot.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I'm guessing that's a help to live with your parents and in that country.
Then it's easier, you know. If your parents own a house, it's a lot easier.
This part of difference of culture I never understood.
What
is like in Iran and apparently in Bahrain too, it is very much expected for someone to stay in the parents' house after they're 18, 19, university, still they go to university and they come back home. Here, man, you're a big ass loser if you do that.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea that it is like this. But where do you think this difference of character comes from? Like this difference of culture shift?
I think it's, well, there it comes from the frugal aspect, because obviously if you live there, you're paying into it somehow. You know, like if you're living with your parents, you're not just taking your money and running away with it.
Yeah.
You know, here that's the difference. Like if you're not paying rent to your parents, that's why a lot of people, like especially with Germans, they have contracts for everything. You owe somebody money, you write a contract up. You know, and if you live with your parents, well, you're basically a freeloader.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially here.
Yeah.
Definitely here.
I mean, there, if you're a freeloader, your mom's gonna come and whip you, you know?
But I actually feel like there's a consequence that these cultures have to pay.
Yeah.
That I've grown to notice that cultures like ours, the concept of family means... The definition is very different from the definition of what family is in European countries than it is in like Middle Eastern countries. Like, man, I have friends in Germany that like call their parents once every 4 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like they visit them maybe once a year during Easter, during Christmas, whatever the occasion might be.
Yeah.
Man, 3 days go by, I don't call my mom, she is killing me. It's like, what the fuck happened to you? Are you dead? Are you fucking dead? It's like you either have to be dead or you're calling me. Like otherwise it's like, okay, goddamn, I had no idea. And there's a benefit, but there's also like a loss happening in that. Family is nice. We can count on family. Like us Middle Easterns really can count on family. I don't think the same thing could be said about European cultures.
No. And that's the problem.
Families.
That's the problem. Like very few friends of mine have that dynamic
with their families.
Whereas for me, I can basically, in terms of my second cousins, I can rely on almost all of them. Of course, like
even second cousins. Man, most people don't even know their second cousins here.
Yeah. You know, of course, like your fingers aren't equal. We have a saying in Arabic. I don't know if you have the same one.
Go ahead.
And it's basically your fingers aren't equal. أصابع إيدك مو سوا, which means not everybody's the same. You know?
We have something, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah. There's always going to be, you know, like you can't pick your family. There's always going to be people that are idiots. But for the most part, I can rely on them. And if I want something, they can rely on me. If I know it, I'll help them out for sure.
Yeah. Which one do you think is better?
What?
A way of thinking about family. Because there's a give and take in both.
Yes.
Like there's definitely a give and take in both.
This is definitely better. This is how society came up, is community.
What do you mean by this? This as in us?
No, I'm talking about like family.
Okay.
That's how literally human society evolved, is because of that. Community and society, you know? Having the other person's back. But that's the thing with Arab communities. I don't know if it's the same in Iran.
That is almost the same.
But like
cultural behavior, at least.
You know, like, okay, now you're my friend. You have a podcast. And, well, let's not say a podcast. You have a restaurant. Okay? Now, I think I'm entitled to come to your restaurant and eat for free because we're buddies, bro. We're bros.
Yeah, obviously.
You know? And that's the problem. That's where it hits a hitch, you know? Like, sure, you can come, you can eat. That's fine. But not like every day you bring your buddies with you.
To take advantage of that,
you know,
the option that have been given to them.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's where
the middle ground is the best, isn't it?
Yes. That's where you hit a wall. That's where a lot of people's businesses fail, is because, well, they let their buddies do whatever the fuck they want. Well, no, that's not how a business runs. You work in gastronomy, like, you know, the profit margins. You can't, you know. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, understandably so.
Once or twice, sure, you treat your buddies. you can take the hit.
Yeah, here, man, no.
No,
Not even
that's not
slightly.
happening. No.
Like I'll go out with a girlfriend, and then I'm paying half, she's paying her half. And funnily, that's actually happens, especially if you like date like if true feminists.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you paying for me?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, my dad doesn't pay for me. Like, what do you think gives you the like entitlement of even offering to pay for me? But in our countries, you don't offer the payment. You're a piece of dog shit. Is that the same culture in like Bahrain, that if the gentleman pays everything, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm guessing the modern day feminism hasn't really reached that area.
I would say the modern day feminism is shifting. I don't know. But based on your dating experience, how is it going? Based on the women I know, I mean, sure, they want to have a career, they want to do that. But at the same time, they want somebody who provides, who's there.
I could put my own 2 cents in this matter, but I don't think I'm a good subject to be studied. Because of because of what?
Because you a hoe?
I am a hoe, but that has nothing to do with that. No, it's because of my type.
All right.
Like the type of girl that I usually go for, first of all, they're all super feminists. For some reason. I get that. I actually have no idea what about that really attracts me. I have some ideas, but I'm not sure if they're valid or like 100% accurate.
You can share if you want.
Yeah, like the fact that independence, for me is hot.
Yeah, same.
For me,
I get that.
There's very little things that are that is hotter than independence.
I get that.
It's like if I feel like the person that I am with does not need me, that's like fucking hell, you're attractive as shit. And not just that, like there are multitude of things. One of them is this. The other one is, for some reason, everyone that I fell for in like Europe, they have been either a vegetarian or a vegan.
Oh, okay. I've had that.
That's actually not good. I'm a big meat eater.
Yeah.
And Persian cuisine, man, it's really difficult to find Persian food that doesn't have meat in it. Like it has some of it from our side of the Persian map. Like we are from the north, and from the north they have actually like very good, delicious food that doesn't include meat. But like Iranian cuisine in general, meat is just there. Yeah. So I don't know. I suspect that the fact that they are more, I don't know, sympathetic towards animals, I find that to be very attractive. It's like if someone cares about, it's nice. Yeah. Besides, if someone cares about an animal, it's funny. I haven't seen like vegetarians or vegans who are too big of an asshole. Because if you're able to be kind enough to, someone is, that was not supposed to happen. When I allowed you entry in this house, our deal was you would shut the fuck up and don't interrupt with your fucking laughter. That's something I like. If someone doesn't hurt animals, they don't hurt me. And usually that happens to me. Get out. Get out of my house right now.
I think his joke is they prefer a different type of meat.
That too.
But yeah, no, I've also had the same thing. They're even willing to cook meat for me. Like it's all right.
Independence is nice, and emotional independence is also nice. The fact that I don't have to say good morning, good night, like the childish behavior that I would experience. Actually, I would experience this a lot more in Iran. For some reason, this particular thing I have not experienced all that much in Europe. Like these minor behaviors, like these little childish behaviors, they just repel me. Yeah. And I'm done teaching. I'm done teaching to people. Like if I'm in a relationship, I need to learn the same amount that I am teaching.
Exactly.
And this happens to me more here with the woman here. But my dating experience.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, but your taste.
My taste?
Yeah. As someone who lived in the Middle East and is coming from the Middle East, I gotta get tea.
All right.
Continue talking.
I can also, we can pause if you want. I want to go to the toilet.
You can pause. Actually, let me do this stop.
And I'll get another beer.
Already too big.
All right, that's perfect timing. There we go. My bladder. Beer as well.
Yeah, but the thing with your beer and my tea is that literally 20 seconds ago there were no steam coming off of his cup. But the same thing with you.
This one, like, it's cold, it's sweating.
Yeah, but it's okay. We are allowed to have pauses to fetch ourselves beer and tea and piss and shit. Anyway, the woman you like. Here you go. I already said everything. By the way, it came to my knowledge that when I was talking about vegans and vegetarians, I forgot the ultimate vegan and vegetarian who had something to do with this country that we're living in and had a very cute little mustache.
Ah, yes.
Yes. So maybe not all vegans and vegetarians, just because they're cool to animals, are also not so cool to humans.
I mean,
This just came to my knowledge.
I'm also more cool to animals than humans, like, you know. And also, a lot of people, if you think about
a golden retriever,
you're exactly, you know.
Golden retriever.
You're a fan of movies. People die all the time, but a dog dies, people cry. You know.
No, when a dog dies, you have 4 John Wick movies. That's what happens when a dog dies. Yeah. Where else have you seen such a like an overreactive reaction towards the death of an animal?
Fair enough.
But yeah, now we have that. Now everything is clarified. Maybe not all vegans and vegetarians are cool.
Yes.
Most of the ones that I know are.
They're pretty chill.
Yes.
They can be understandable.
Your turn.
So, my taste in women. Well,
that's a disgusting way to put it. But
that's what you said.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
well, English is after all a second language.
Yeah, true that. So, I'm bisexual, by the way, in case you didn't know. Yes.
Legitimately, or you're just saying this to fuck with me?
No, legitimately. Like I fuck dudes. I've been fucked. I fucked women.
I am so proud of you for being this open.
Thank you. Cheers.
But I am a lot more cautious around you from now on. Especially when you're making inappropriately sexually fueled jokes.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You're Iranian. You're basically Arab. It's not my type. It's
Do you know how many people you just pissed off?
I know.
Do you know the majority of the people who are going to be watching this are Iranians who despise being called that? I mean, for wrong...
Oh, you mean by the Arab thing?
No, for wrong reasons. I will tell you. They are despised over this fact for wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I am not all that bothered, but this is the audience, so be careful about your well-being.
Okay. I mean, you guys got some good hackers, so maybe I should be careful. Fair enough.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
the Arab.
If you're a cute femboy, it's all right. But if you have a beard like him, then you know
it's a no-go. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a no-go. You know. So I don't want to fuck me. You know. I want to fuck me, but like not someone who looks like me.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You know, like if 2 versions of me walked in through that door right now, one of us would be on our knees.
Which one would that be, though?
The more submissive one.
Now I'm really like enticed to create this exact scenario to see which is which. I am so close to doing that.
If you have this technology, let me know.
I don't need technology. I just need to go to the hop pan off and like find the next best thing.
No. It has to be me.
Oh, okay.
It has to be.
Then it's a technology matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, then what's the point? You know, then I'm not attracted. I'm sorry. It's
Don't be sorry. Be better.
You know, I'm definitely on the same page as you are.
Okay.
Like for me,
same page in what regard?
Like my partner needs to have, you know, passions, goals. I need to learn from that. You know, for me, even social situations, like right now, I'm getting knowledge from you. You're getting knowledge from me. True. You know, it's all about knowledge share. Like I need to learn something. Also, on the other hand, this is a factor that I'm recently been considering as well, is this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a hoe, but like...
I don't get you wrong, you're a hoe.
But like, you know, we come from a culture where both of us at this point should be married with kids. And
married definitely with kids, I'm not sure, especially about Iran. I don't know what's the situation or the scenery you have in Bahrain, but in Iran, married, yes, I think so. 29 is like an optimal age. That's the age that all my siblings got married.
All right,
my sister actually got married earlier.
Yeah. No, for us, so the age is a bit lower, and definitely with kids. And that's another thing. Like if your partner doesn't have passions, doesn't have goals, like what is she teaching your children? You know, whether it's you know, it's a she or a he or whatever the fuck you like to stick your dick in. But because it's beyond that. Like sure, sex is awesome, sex is fun, but you're not spending all day having sex, okay? Like at some point you have to stop and sit with this person and have a conversation, and then you realize, oh fuck, okay, maybe I should go home now. Maybe.
Just to confirm with what you're saying, how important it is, this is what I've noticed, that regardless if you're married or like if you're dating the princess of Troy, like Helena of Troy.
Yeah.
Was it Helena of Troy?
Yeah.
Or like someone super attractive. The sad and good thing at the same time about human beings is that everything that you own in your body is going to age. And it's going to get wrinkly, ugly, dysfunctional, and useless. With the exception
brain is already
of brain.
wrinkly.
But with the very good. Brain is already wrinkly. Just make sure that you stuff enough knowledge in that bitch, so when you're old and disgusting, you have someone to talk about. To like use the only organ that you have left that has any function to you.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's okay. Continue. Very brainy.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole philosophy. It's brainy. Like for me, I mean, as a man, intrinsically, evolutionarily speaking, you have this need to provide. But at the same time, like, I need to see something. Like, there has to be something interesting about you. I can't come, nerd out about networks, and then you're there like you've been sitting on the couch all day. You got nothing. You're telling me about
dead scrolling.
Oh my god, holy fucking shit! Yeah, you're telling me about Instagram. I have a rule, okay, with my friends, and this is a new rule. It's been coming into we've been implementing this rule, but it's like this, okay? If you're gonna come, you're gonna chill with me. We're gonna hang out, okay? First of all, no phones. If you have to show me something on the social media that I would be interested, depends on how dead-brained your content is, but you have a maximum of 3 posts to show me. Otherwise, I will show you the door, because
we have that in common.
Yeah, like what the fuck? You want to have a conversation? Sure, let's have an intellectual conversation. You want to doom scroll on your phone? Mind you, I'm in tech. I spend all my time in front of a laptop. But my phone, I don't use my phone. I use my phone maybe to text people once in a while, call my mom. I'm not as good as you are with calling my mom. Like they get very.
Mine is once a week.
Okay.
Once a week, but for an hour.
Technically, once a week is the time I'm supposed to do it as well. But sometimes it goes, once a month, which is, then they call me. They're like, yo, are you dead
my
or what?
mom is disowning me after the second week.
Okay.
Like, legitimate, either this child is dead or he's no longer a child of mine.
Do you text or do you just call?
Oh, no, I have to call. My mom?
No, I mean like in general.
You're asking if I'm a text person or a call person?
Yeah,
with
your mom. Yeah, like
with my mom or with everyone else? Because it's different.
Yeah, with your mom, first of all.
With my mom, I'm just a call person.
Okay, same.
Like, my mom is old. She's like, if she's going to watch, Mom, you're not old. You're very pretty, and I love you, and you're very, very young. But she's at that point of her life where phones are just a distraction, and she uses them only if she has to.
Okay.
And like texting usually consumes more energy, and I don't know, it takes longer and it's less convenient, especially for someone who's coming from a different generation where people just talked.
Just call me. You want to go out?
Bro,
call
what the fuck
me.
is text?
No, I don't text people, bro. You want to have a long fucking 15 texts back and forth and we're talking over each other? Just call me.
Yeah. For most people, I would like to text because they're gonna be very short. If I'm texting, it's like, when are we meeting? When is the meeting? Yeah, where are you up? What's the rendezvous? How much program? Like stuff like that. But when it comes to people that I actually want to call and have a conversation with, or it's like there's something bothering me and I have to talk to them, or let's just say it's just a conversation of like the girl that I'm with, or like my family members, it is very rare that it's a text. It's like, I need to see reactions. I need the facial impressions. I need all of that.
I'm a bit retarded that way. But
what do you mean retarded?
A bit retarded that way. Like, retard. You know this term?
I do know this term.
Okay.
I love this term.
All right.
And I'm even more in love the fact that this term is coming back stronger than ever.
All right. No, I'm bringing it back. Like
everyone should bring it back.
It hasn't died for me, and all my retarded friends, they're fine with me calling them retarded. Yeah. They are actually clinically retarded, Mm-hmm. And
man, I said freedom of speech. Good.
They are clinically retarded. They're fine with me calling them retards. They call me a retard.
Good.
Sometimes they diagnose me, but it's like this, okay? I don't understand text sometimes. Sometimes you text me shit like, and I'm like, bro, I just sent like a wall. The fuck are you on? I immediately pick up the phone. I'm like, you fucking bitch are untextable, okay?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you want from me? And like they'd explain, and then okay, you'd be like, okay, all right, okay, makes sense,
I've also had that.
Yeah,
But my biggest issue is I'm a very sarcastic person.
yeah.
It might
Also,
not, it might not look it here because we're having like an actual conversation. It's much more difficult to be sarcastic in a
I mean,
long form conversation.
This is not the first time we've met.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, sarcasm is something that I constantly use, and I'm actually like attracted to people who use sarcasm as a way of communication.
Yeah,
Like not just like sexually attracted, that's that too. But like my friend circles are a bunch of sarcastic sacks of shit.
exactly.
It's like normal life and normal conversation is just too boring for me. Like I need sarcasm,
banter, and ridicule.
Yes, and sarcasm is something that you miss when you're texting. And the other person might be sarcastic, but you don't even get the point. Like you don't get the like when I'm having a conversation with a person, it's not just the information that I want, it's the whole package. Is the mimicking of this feeling and that feeling of this facial expression, that facial expression. I have to like read it off of you, and I'm giving you my own body language for you to read. One of the reasons that I actually started this podcast, because I really want to have that.
That's something that's dying actually right now.
If you look at
the dating scene, flirting, all of that, like all this, you know, these minute details, like you're old, I'm old, we can see this, right? If somebody's attracted to you, you can know. Somebody's flirting with you, you know. Younger generation, because I've been hanging out with more and more younger people now, they don't know this. They don't understand this. They don't get what like body language is at all.
Man, do you have no idea how much Tinder and Bumble and stuff like this are contributing to this fact? Because man, I'm coming from Iran, and in Iran a lot of these applications are banned or they're not in use, or they're like completely dysfunctional there. And I've grown to notice that it's actually easier for a lot of Iranians to start a conversation with like a random person in a bar or somewhere else than it is for someone who's coming from the Western countries, because they're just so accustomed to like swipe right, swipe left, swipe right, swipe left. That's basically they're losing their ability to communicate the old-fashioned way, the human way, like the non-electronic way. And it is sad as fuck, and it is happening all over in Europe, specifically. That's dark. That's not something that I would really want to participate in. If you want to get laid, go to a bar, start drinking, start talking to a woman.
People are scared.
People are really scared because
you talk to them, they're like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah, they don't have to be talking, because if you want to get laid, post up some photos on your Tinder and just go for it.
That's it. Yeah. And also, we were having a conversation about social lubricant earlier when you offered me the beer. But I have a theory on this, and let me know what you think about it.
Go ahead.
So before, why do we call it social lubricant? Because you go to a bar, you drink a beer, you let go of your inhibitions, and you have a conversation with people. Now, your whole life, your whole personality, this image that you portray to people, it's not just when you go to the bar you portray this image, or when you're in a social scenario, you're portraying this image. You're living this image 100% of the time, all the time. It's always there. It's always online. It's your Instagram feed.
Always
it's your
there
Facebook.
for someone else to check.
Yeah. So it's a lot harder for people to just have a beer and let go, because that is them. When in fact, like, you know, I don't know if you face this with the women you date, but a lot of people you have to unpack like several times before you get to the genuine, honest person that's deep within that. And that's what drives me in my relationships, is not the sexual aspect. Sure, sex is awesome. I love it. But like getting to know this person, getting to understand like how they work, how they tick. It's the same with tech. It's like how they work, how they tick, what makes them get up in the morning. That I genuinely want to know that. I genuinely want to know this person. But if I have to unpack your fucking Instagram profile 50 times and you're telling me about Instagram, I'm sorry. I'm not sticking around to find out, you know?
Yeah, it's not just that.
Like,
first of all, what you're saying is 100% valid. But I think there's a little bit more to that, in a sense of what Instagram is basically like a showcase.
Yeah.
Literally a literal showcase. Like you go to a shop and they literally take the best items that they have and they put it in the showcase, and that would attract the customer or like the potential dating partner, whoever, to enter that shop, and now you start discovering.
Yes.
That actually takes time. Like I'm saying it in a very like a fast pace.
I know.
But like going from the first showcase to the second showcase to the fourth showcase to what you have or you're like hiding in your storage, that takes a long time to get there. So it is very much like that, and I find it to be despicable, really despicable, because
it's annoying.
It just fuels the energy that you're supposed to be ashamed of what you're hiding in the storage. This is my biggest issue. Yes, this is my biggest issue.
And people, you find out they don't have baggage. Exactly. It's not like real baggage.
No, man, it's not like, they don't have baggage. It's perfect.
Yeah.
They are perfect.
Yeah.
They always full makeup, always pretty, always smiling, always nice, always happy, always doing partying. Oh, but that's your showcase. Like, what the fuck are you hiding in that baggage area? My preference, which actually I was lucky enough to experience that, like every girl that I've ever dated used their Instagram like once every month to like check their texts. They're like, okay, maybe post a funny picture of a bird. Like these are usually the type of people that I go for.
Yeah.
Like the type of person that takes a story every restaurant that I find to be intolerable. I find that to be really intolerable.
Or like mid-conversation, you're deep in a conversation. Exactly.
Like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
That's not real. Like, get the fact that it's not real.
Yeah.
And that happens to be the problem. Like, if I am going for something like that, it's usually for someone that puts everything in the showcase.
Exactly.
The ugly, the bad. I actually know that piques my interest a lot more. Because it's like, okay, at the very least, you're not ashamed of what you are on any level, and you're showcasing the whole thing. Maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, maybe that's a character trait that you need to change over time, or maybe that's something that you need to stick by. But the fact that you're not hiding it makes it like open 20 times more like appealing 100%. On all levels. I wish this wouldn't have happened. And
for me, that's the thing. Like openness, honesty. I need trust. I'm in IT. I have trust issues. I'm in IT and I have trust issues. You know, like it's really bad even with friends that are very close to me. Mm-hmm. Like I need to trust you. As a matter of fact, friends told me you should go to a therapist. Maybe talk to them about it. My biggest problem.
Friends told me that too.
My biggest problem with that is fine, but I have to trust this person 100%. How do I know somebody's not gonna pay them? Like you said with the what's it called? Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Right. If they paid me, how the fuck do I know somebody one day I'm not worth enough money for them to pay off my therapist to get to know how my mind works, or even to manipulate my mind? Because at that point, like, we have trust. I'm gonna listen to this motherfucker.
Not only listen, and you're gonna open up. And you're gonna point out the most vulnerable points of your existence and how easy it will be to attack you through those pressure points.
Exactly. So how the fuck do I trust this motherfucker? I don't know. I pay this motherfucker. If I don't pay this motherfucker, my insurance is paying this motherfucker. He's already a bought man. Like, right off the bat. So, I much prefer to do it with friends, talk to friends. If you have good friends you trust, then,
In your years of, like, traveling, which countries have you traveled? Because I want to, like, ask you if you see the exact same behavioral pattern in regards to dating and dating culture in, like, different countries. Because in my experience, they tend to be a little bit different from, like, country to country.
In the UK,
you've been to UK, right?
Yes,
exactly. As
and I'll use these three places as a jumping off point: Bahrain, UK versus Germany. Mm-hmm. But also that was a different periods of my life, and also big time span. So I lived in Bahrain from when I was born till I was 17. 17, I moved to the UK and I started studying there till I was 21.
Okay, so UK was basically your first foreign country experience.
Yes.
Right.
No. I've traveled a lot. My dad worked in aviation, and so I've traveled a lot with him.
But not living in those... How extended were those days of traveling? Like a week here, a month there? Or like
yeah, like
more?
a week, 2 weeks, a month, here and there.
And typically, which type of countries? Western,
Everywhere.
European?
I've been to America. I've been to China. I've been to... My dad loves Thailand. I've been to Thailand a couple of times.
I think I should have your dad here as well.
Oh, my dad is an amazing man. I love him. I learned a lot from him about everything from finance. He's a finance guy. Everything like in terms of financials, how to handle my money, all of that. I didn't even know I was learning it. I was just with him in the car.
Just the basic
driving,
definition of a good father.
Yeah.
That you will learn without even knowing.
Exactly.
That you're
Electrician. I'm an electrician. I do that. Carpentry. He's a big carpenter. I'm not very good at carpentry. I don't fuck with wood except my wood.
Okay.
And you know, also I'm good with other people's wood too. I've been told I give a solid.
Okay, so
blowjob.
you have been around,
You
but
know,
you were
yes.
saying US, China.
US, China.
But the first one that was like actually got you to live there was UK.
I've been UK.
Right.
UK because I went to study.
Right. Which city, by the way?
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield.
It's it's a not small town, but like it's a medium-sized town next to, if you know Leeds. Leeds
I
is
know.
a 20-minute train ride away.
It's kind of in the north of UK, isn't it?
Yes, north West Midlands type thing. Yeah.
Right.
And Manchester is also very nearby.
Right.
It's an hour away, I think, by train. But there, well, we had, so every day of the week while I was there, it was like a rotation, you know? And every day of the week, there was a certain club that everybody would go to.
Okay, that was just particular to your town, or that's like the basic culture in UK in general?
My town. I've visited friends around, and it depends, but like my town, it was a uni town, and there was a lot of clubs, so there was a rotation.
The uni town and club rotation I had in Budapest. I understand what that's about.
And in terms of Tinder, this is countrywide. Last time I was in the UK, I had to do my training there. I did a week of training when I started my internship in the UK. I got banned off Tinder. But, you know, it is what it is. I think it's because I put my gender as gender fuck. I think that was the case. I got a shit ton of matches, and that is the difference.
Okay, with
in
gender
Germany,
fuck.
yeah. In Germany, I don't know about you. I'm not getting a lot of traction on Tinder.
I don't have any of the.
Yeah.
I've never used. I used Tinder for I think 2 hours one time.
Okay, all right.
Like okay, not my thing.
All right, no, because I used it for a bit when I first got here, and that's the shift. Because they're like, I would just swipe, and as a matter of fact, like I met somebody whilst playing League of Legends, you know, and one day he turns to me, you know, and we've been playing for a while. We've been on the grind, you know, trying to rank up.
Right.
And we're waiting in queue. And he turns to me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm swiping on Tinder. He's like, motherfucker, I'm doing the same shit. And it's like that. For him, it worked the same. For me, it works like that. You just set up a meeting. You go to Mackey's. You have an ice cream. You have a chat. If you want to fuck, you go fuck. Simple as that. Here it does not work. Straightforward. Sometimes, you know, if you know it's not going to work out.
What do you mean it doesn't work that way here? In what way?
I barely get any matches. That could be my experience. But I barely get any matches. When you do, it's always, I mean, it goes into German. Oh, I'm available this time. I'm going to see my grandma. I'm available afterwards. I have a
the fun is in the fun is in the order. I will fuck you exactly.
Like she sends you like 3 dates, and you're like, okay, we're scheduling this. Let me put this on my calendar.
Submit your application and tell us which days are you available for a good sex time.
Yeah, and this is after like this is if you match first of all with somebody. And if your match situation goes beyond the first 2 texts, then you have to text for like a few days.
God.
And then you get to the point,
and
then you get to the point where it's like, okay, now she gives you the dates. And even then,
Germans.
like, yes. And there's also the other aspect. There's Instagram. We talked about Instagram. Instagram is the best for this. Anywhere,
for which
everywhere.
country? In Germany? Or
Everywhere
Really?
in the world, Instagram is the best. If you set up a good profile, you can have anything you want.
Set up a good profile. Basically, like to make your showcase pretty. Right?
Yes, if your showcase is pretty,
that is pathetic.
and you're being out there and you're getting traction, you don't even have to slide in anyone's DMs. They will slide in yours.
Okay,
And I haven't done this in Germany. I must say I haven't done this, but based on people that I've known that are also
it works
hosts,
well for them, I guess.
it works.
That's good.
And you don't even have to, like, you see the front of your street. You don't even have to leave the front of your street. You just change the outfit, you look good, and just change the angle. And that's all it takes. Maybe go to a park every once in a while. Like, Instagram is king.
Still,
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Instagram is king.
My
if you
usage
play
of
it right,
Instagram is very different.
you know, unless you look ugly, then, you know, it's a... I'm sorry, but, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, maybe, I don't know, do some... I don't know.
Go to Korea. Go to South Korea. Make some changes, brother.
Make some changes, but, like, if you know... But that being said, you don't have to be particularly attractive. That's what I'm trying to say, you know?
Just, I actually noticed that it's just about a matter of presentation. It's really not about what you have. It's really not about your actual qualities or your actual, I don't know, physical tributes. It's like as long as you're able to project yourself, whatever yourself might be in an enticing manner.
But it's extremely superficial.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's one of the reasons that I never took part.
Yeah. And you won't really form lasting relationships because your sexual partners are going to be also extremely superficial. And they're going to tell you about, oh, I saw this on Instagram. Look at this. And, like, you're there, like, oh, bitch, shut up about Instagram. I'm deleting this app. Stop sending me stuff.
No, that is something that I can never deal with.
No.
In any situation, in any time. I feel like maybe I'm just I cannot say I'm too old. I'm 29. Like, it's going to be very offensive to a lot of people that are going to be watching this show that I, a 29-year-old self, call myself someone old. But I just don't get these.
No.
For me, like I said, very simple. Go to a bar. Like, most of the people that I met, most of the people that I ended up dating was someone that I liked when they were dancing. It's like, okay, how free you're dancing. You're dancing like you're dancing for yourself and not for an audience. Or someone that I saw in university presenting a lecture that was related to university, but they were presenting it in a way that it felt like that they liked what they're doing.
Aww.
That's nice. Yeah. Like, it's not really my fault because if you watch enough movies, this is actually my philosophy about life, about my own life at the very least, that when I was very young, I started watching movies as a form of escape in Iran because there wasn't much fun stuff you could do. I mean, there was some fun stuff, but they didn't fill your hours as efficiently as you would want them to do. Yeah. Because you would always go out and you had a couple of buddies, you played football with them, you did some, you went to play billiard, you did like regular kid stuff, you went on like bicycle things. But you still have a lot of free time that you needed to fill. And for me, for someone who was coming from especially like a particularly religious family, my hands were tied. And it's like I had to get whatever the fuck I can. Yeah. And my first muse was basically cinema. So, all right, let's go. And when you start watching movies like professionally from a young age, it really changes you. And it changes the way you behave even when you're an adult without even noticing that happened to you.
Fair enough.
So like you watch enough movies, you would see that you want your dating life and your romantic life be very similar to the stuff that you see in the film. You start basing a lot of stuff, not just in the dating scene, but like in the friendship scene, in the dreamer aspects of your characters. Like you see something and you say, okay, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do with my life. That's what I want. This is exactly what I want. This is where I want. Me being here, me being in Europe started all in Iran when I was watching a film. Like I watched Midnight in Paris.
I've never seen this one.
I'm going to be naming a lot of movies that you haven't watched. But like I watched Midnight in Paris and said, okay, I have to be in this fucking city. I just have to be.
All right.
And Then it was over. I said, all right, next movie. What is the next movie? To Rome with Love. To Rome with Love. I was like on a Woody Allen line. I was watching like one Woody Allen after another. And he was just changing the scenery. And then it was like Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Then it was like movie after movie, location after location. And when you're born in Iran, like your country and your culture is just so isolated from the rest of the world that the meaning of the word Paris is different for an Iranian than it is for someone who's a German. Because in German, you hear Paris and all you have is just the name of a city.
Yeah.
A city that might be remarkably similar to your own.
Yeah.
But like for an Iranian, or like not just Iranian, like many countries that are going through the same shit that like Iranians are going through at the same time, you hear Paris and if you're like, Paris, where Modigliani painted his paintings, where Monet painted, where I don't know, Picasso lived, where Woody Allen made his films, where like Louis Buñuel traveled someday, and like the characters, like you start romanticizing. And all of this, I think, was just an actual factor for me to want to travel, to want to see, okay, what is going on outside. Same thing happened to me in the dating scene.
Yeah.
So all of this are strange to me because I never saw in Casablanca or in Amelie or like many romantic movies that I watched and I adored, I never saw someone swiping right or swiping left. I just saw someone that was drinking martini across the bar. It's like, she's cute.
Yeah.
Or like, that man is a handsome man, or like he smokes cigarette very charismatically. It was stuff like this. So I feel like my background and like my obsession with cinema just did this to me, and I'm so thankful for that, because fair enough, you don't always get what you see in movies in your real life. That's a 100%. That's something that you will get over very quickly. That was something that I got over very quickly. Like I understood that I cannot recreate the exact same things that I see in movies in my own real life, but it is much closer to what I really want to do, what I actually enjoy doing.
Yeah,
that's like the power of cinema for me.
And that's the thing. There are those moments. You have those moments if you're with somebody that, well, you get each other, you're attracted to each other. You need to roll. There you go.
No, I have this. I just lost my
filters.
Yeah.
But you have those moments. It's not gonna be exactly the same as the movies, but
it's not. But it's also not going to be as shitty as this as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna be like, oh, we're having this moment. Let me put it on Instagram.
No,
I will punch you in the face. No, I will walk home. And for me, I get what you're saying. I never thought about it in that way. I didn't watch a lot of movies growing up. I was mostly into TV shows. It's more of a commitment.
Yeah,
but
I don't have that. That's a commitment that I don't have.
But I get what you're saying. It is those moments. That's what life is, with the romantic or otherwise. That's what human relationships are.
And you have no idea. It wasn't, like I said, it's not just the romantics. It's just how much it is able to expand your imagination.
Yeah.
Like your ability to have a very active imagination. Like I remember the first time I was in Venice. Have you played Assassin's Creed?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Which one?
The second one.
Yes, of course. Ezio
Auditore da Firenze.
Yes.
I played that game.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a fun story. It's kind of related to what we were talking about. I played that game when I was... How old was I? I think I was 21 or 22.
Okay.
Like, this idea of me living in Iran was finally beginning to form in my head. Like I was on a clear path of what I'm going to do to leave Iran. And what happened was, I used to play this game, and I remember, you remember, like in Assassin's Creed, he would change cities, right? So he would start in Florence, then would like move on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one.
You meet what's that called? You go to Venice. You meet
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah,
you meet Da Vinci.
You see the hidden
Venice. Exactly. When you get to Venice, I remember when I got to Venice, like when I got to Venice in that game.
Yeah.
It became my habit that I would run the game and go in. But instead of doing objections to move on to the next city, I would just hang out in Venice. Like just hang out.
I get that.
I intentionally wouldn't. Sorry. I intentionally wouldn't kill the targets, so I would like get stuck in Venice.
Yeah.
So I would be able to like discover the whole thing. And I'm not sure if you remember, but in the Venice mission, there was this music that used to play. Like every city had their own specific music, and the one that was being played in Venice, it's called Ezio's Family. I think it's by Jasper Kidd. I highly recommend people listening to that music. And I used to log in, listen to that music, and roam around the city. Just watch different parts. And I got to Venice. When was this? I think 2.5 years ago. I was in Venice. I got to Venice, reached the San Marco Square, took out my shoes, and put my... I can hear music. And I can hear the exact music that I was just mentioning. That's Jasper Kidd. Okay, wonderful. Good, you are useful. For anyone who missed this, he just told me to go fuck myself, but no worries. The unwelcome guest.
Right.
You are very welcome.
I told him to buy me a dildo several times when he told me to fuck myself. I still don't have a dildo.
Maybe we should buy one to use it on him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, this godforsaken music, this cursed music, cursed in the best way imaginable. I put my headphones on, took out my shoes, and put my feet in the water of the San Marco Square. And I had like a rush of feeling that has never been able to, I have never been able to replicate it ever again in my entire goddamn life. It's like, I'm here.
yeah.
I'm in fucking Venice. Somehow that actually makes me sad. For a lot of people.
Yeah.
For a lot of European people in particular. Because for them, Venice is just another city.
Yes.
But for me, is the place that I went to as a 21-year-old kid that logged into the game, roamed around the city just to have like that. And I was in the middle of Venice, like an actual city of Venice, with my feet in the water in San Marco. And this music was being played. It was one of the few moments in my entire existence that I felt complete. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, I made it. Whatever it is, I made it.
I get that.
And I feel such a shame for other people that don't get to have that. And I feel like a lot of these feelings that I'm having regarding cinema, regarding different cities that I've been to, is coming from that. It's coming from watching a good movie, reading a good book, like looking at a nice painting. That's something that cannot really be replicated.
No.
That's a shame. You ever had this feeling ever?
Oh, I get that. Like for us growing up in Bahrain, there wasn't much to do. Like, okay, you'd go where? You go to a mall, or you go to like, you know, wherever, maybe a pool hall or something. It's not the same. It's not the same. Like the fact that I lived in Cologne for for the last 2 months. I'm now homeless again, living on a friend's couch.
But you are.
Yeah.
I came to your home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your home, or that's your friend's place, and you're sleeping on the couch?
That was a lease for 2 months. The person I leased it from, he was gone for the 2 months, and I leased it from him.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in Cologne, and that's awesome for me, man. I can walk to my office. I can take a walk. I literally, one day I was so mad, and everything, visa, uni, all of that shit came tumbling down, and like, I didn't know what to do. I just walked. I walked for an hour in a straight line. And a lot of death and destruction came of it. But, you know, at the end, we decided not to go through with that plan. But yeah, it was a very calming walk. Thought about everything, figured it out. And that's the thing. And that's in a city. A city is just, you know, skyscrapers. Cologne is a lot better at this. It's not a lot of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
You can go to parks. If you come to a town like this is why I love this town. It's all green. It's amazing. We don't have that. Back home, it's desert everywhere. It's either desert or skyscrapers or shopping centers. It's very commercial, superficial shit. Like there's a few spots that I know, hidden gems really. And I've talked to people from my country. They don't know where they exist. But it's
spots in Bahrain.
Yeah. Okay. Because me and my friends, I have my best friend. He does this shit. He just goes out, drives around, and finds hidden spots where it's just in a different planet, and it's not Bahrain. And then he would take us there. I'm like, God damn, man, this is, and it could be somebody's trash can, literally. Like, you know, people just come dump their stuff, but like, it's a different experience. It's not the thing you are used to.
I like it when people see stuff in a way that is not supposed to be seen, but at the same time, it's more rewarding than the actual one. Although I must say, I despise Cologne. I fucking hate Cologne. There's not too many. Well, that's not true. Like if I had to name the cities that I hate, Frankfurt would be the number one without question. Frankfurt, Duisburg also.
Duisburg, all right, never been there.
Good. Stay away from that shit. Cologne would never be what I would choose.
Okay.
Man, it's ugly. It's truly ugly. Like with the exception of the dome that you have there, you have nothing basically. You have no landmarks.
That's true.
And Cologne was a big letdown for me in particular because it was one of the first cities that I visited after Budapest. Okay. And man, when you're walking through the streets of Budapest, you see fucking history every single step of the way. You see the bullet that was carved by the Turkish, the Ottoman Empire riding through Budapest, and they left it just there. And you feel, you touch that part of history. Cologne has fucking none of that. Everything is new. Everything is very Soviet-like. The buildings are gross. I get it though. Like there are certain things about Cologne that makes it appealing. First of all, the type of freedom that I see in Cologne, I've never seen anywhere, even in Germany. Like even in Hamburg, even in Berlin. Like there's just sense of tolerance for literally everything.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Everything goes. This is what I've noticed about Cologne, that everything goes. Literally everything goes. Do whatever the fuck you want. And you go to Newmarkt and you see everything. You smell everything that there's there to smell. This is one of the good things about Cologne because not too many European cities have this.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's just too ugly. Architecture for a city just makes
very
all that. For me, architecture of every city is the soul of that city. If you look at
Bonn, it has that a bit more.
A bit more, yes, definitely a bit more.
But you
go to Frankfurt. Then it's just
skyscraper,
vomit all over. It's disgusting. But then there are like cities, Vienna, fucking Vienna. You've been there?
Never.
Brother, you have to like this. Budapest to Vienna is one of the most used. Don't say when. But although I gotta say, I'm not all that famous yet, and I'm not planning to be all that famous. But still, it's better to keep.
I'm paranoid, man. It's all right.
Better to be paranoid, especially in the IT. I don't blame you for being paranoid. But like this train from Budapest to Vienna is one of the most used trains in all Europe. And you gotta take them both. Yeah, they're fucking amazing. Don't make the mistake that I did. Like I lived in Vienna for 2 months, but I lived in Vienna for November, December, and a little bit of January.
Yeah,
it's cold.
Okay,
it's really, really fucking cold in Vienna during those times. It's disgustingly cold. Like just dead city, no one is out. The city is dark. The wind wants to kill you. The cold wants to kill you. Everything else, like it's just like murder.
Okay.
But Vienna, you visit Vienna during spring or during summer. Mamma mia!
All right, I'm going there very recently. I'm probably gonna take the train from Munich though.
Good enough. That's a good one. Munich, Vienna, and then visit Budapest. And if you wanted to visit Budapest, let me know because I can hook you up with a hotel.
Okay. All right. Cheaper. I'll let you know. Maybe we'll plan it out.
We'll see.
Because I'm only there for a little bit, but I have a shit ton of vacation days. It's fine. I don't take vacations.
You have any favorite cities in Europe?
In Europe, Berlin's the city I'm gonna die in. That's for sure.
Dying,
yes.
Yeah, what gave birth to this way of thinking?
I've been to Berlin a total of 3 times at this point.
Okay.
Okay, so not that many. And actually, can we pause? I gotta go.
Piss?
Yes.
You can say piss.
Yeah.
Start. We're on.
So, all right, let's jump back into it. Berlin, the city I'm gonna die in. So, I've been to Berlin 3 times.
Okay.
Once on a trip with friends for 3 days. We drove there, we got there, my friends went to the hostel, I went with them, unpacked our shit, they stayed there, went for a sleep like sensible people. I went out with another friend, and this was like Corona. And they just introduced this thing in Berlin, like if you have a vaccine or whatever, you can get into clubs, so people are now out again. I am a person who is not vaccinated.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you very much.
I'm very much ashamed of the fact that I am vaccinated,
Yes.
and I regret that decision every moment.
And I had my brother's vaccine because I look like my brother. And so I was trying to use that, but getting it translated and all of that didn't work out. We couldn't get into any clubs. We met some girls on the way. They were like, guys, we want to go to Berghain. I've never heard of this Berghain. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go to Berghain. We went there, stood in line, had a nice conversation. There were nice women. I don't remember their names. I don't.
You just had to add this extra comment to tell everyone that you're a piece of shit, didn't you? Like, that was the most unnecessary, I don't remember the names that you have ever had.
Because like I don't remember. I don't have contact with them anymore after that point. But like we stayed in line for maybe till the sun came out. Actually,
Well,
we got there
Berlin.
at like 2 a.m. till the sun came out. We were standing in line. I had a friend with me. He went home to sleep. I stayed with the girls. One of the girls went home, came back, grabbed some weed, came back. We smoked a joint in the line, and we got to the front. The guy took one look at us, and he was like, "Yeah, no, fuck off."
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. How did you manage to pass through the Bergheim hustlers when being intoxicated with weed? That's difficult to do.
Yeah, we did not. We did not. I don't think it was. Well, I'm not really sure. I've never been inside Berghain. I've never been back ever after that. After that, one of the girls suggested, yeah, we go to Kit Kat. Oh, I did get one of their numbers, actually.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, yeah, because I went back to the hostel, charged up my phone so I can find where the people are at later on. I can find my way back home. And then I think they went to do whatever the fuck. I don't remember what. I hit them up. We went to Kit Kat. Kit Kat, we got in.
Oh, really?
Kit Kat, we got
It's
in.
actually more difficult to get in rather than Bergheim.
I don't know.
Somehow you got lucky. I'm
We
guessing.
got in.
Did you have like a leash
I
or
was
like some
shirtless at
leather?
this point.
Shirtless?
Yes.
That helped.
Okay.
Trust me, that did
Yeah,
help.
that's what people told me as well.
Man,
Yeah.
for getting into Kit Kat, you need your own goddamn customs.
I
like,
know.
it's
I know.
difficult to
Yeah.
get into that shit.
Yeah. And yeah, the Kit Kat was fun. It was wild. The next time around I went to Berlin was to set up our new office in Berlin.
So like fully work related.
Fully
That's
work
true.
related. I was there. I had a flex train ticket. So that means I have 2 days back and forth.
All right.
I got there. Wait. Sorry. I skipped the whole fucking thing. Yeah. So I came back to the hotel after Kit Kat. Went out for breakfast with the guys. We went out to party. It was Halloween. Had an amazing night. Came back to the hotel. Everybody slept. And I was supposed to be one of the people that kept the driver back here awake, you know? So naturally, I didn't go to sleep. I went out partying again in the streets of Berlin after a whole night of partying with them. And it was an amazing time. Came back, packed my shit real quick, threw it in the car, and we drove back. Second time in Berlin. Work related. I get there, set up the office, go back to my hotel. Guess what? Don't sleep, hit the streets of Berlin, stay in Berlin for 3 days without a hotel. I left my bags in the office, went, picked them up, went to the train station. Third time in Berlin. Now we got to pack up the office.
Oy.
Because, you know, it didn't last. And so I go pack up the office, same thing, go back. No, I think I arrived a day earlier. I slept this time. Okay. The next day went in.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I was ready. You know, I planned it. This is not my first time. You know, I'm growing up. It's called growth, being an adult.
Truly.
Went to the office, packed up the shit, talked with the people. I don't think anybody. I think the first day people came in because they needed to return stuff of our equipment. Packed it up, put it all in boxes to send back to Cologne, and then finished my work for the day. Got on my phone, gave some people a call, see who was around, who's in the city. Went out for 3 days, came back, packed up my shit, and went home. As a matter of fact, I have a funny story I remembered yesterday. At one point, I went to pick up boxes or something. On the way there, I passed a sex cinema. Sex shop, sex cinema.
Sex shop or sex cinema? They're
it was both.
things.
It's a 2-in-1 thing.
Okay.
You know, it's a sex shop with a cinema in the back.
Typical of Berlin.
You know, so I went in to see like what the fuck is a sex cinema. I've never been in a sex cinema in my life.
Okay.
It was a good.
I'm guessing it was showing pornos.
It was showing pornos, definitely. There were several rooms.
And you entered? Oh wait. Back up.
Yeah.
We gotta clear something out.
Yes.
Sex cinema.
Yes.
I have never been there.
Okay.
And this sounds like a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
You gotta explain more. First of all, is it like a typical cinema where there are roars?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens if someone decides to jerk off?
Well, there's tissues around.
Tissues around.
Yes. It's full of old men.
Oh.
Mind you.
Just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tissues around, old dudes.
Yeah. And I got in and I was like, well, I mean, this is okay. Fair enough. I wasn't expecting to see any women here.
I believe no shit is the appropriate response to that.
Yes, no shit. You know, what were you expecting? Walked around the rooms, got to a room, sat down, you know, for like about 5 minutes. And this lady comes in. I thought, you know, this MILF came in. I thought like 100% this is a tranny. And
like I said, it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. This is why I almost forgot the story.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
How dare you? All right.
You know? And I had an hour to kill, mind you, before my delivery got
1 hour is enough.
You know,
for those type of
I was gonna go
recreational-
pick up some boxes, come back, put the shit in the boxes, and then DHL was gonna come pick up those boxes.
Right.
That is not what happened, my friend. I sat down. This lady came in. I saw
Lady?
her. Yes.
Or lady?
No, lady.
Oh,
lady.
okay.
I thought wasn't a lady.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, Germans.
I saw her. She was
There's no
cute.
telling.
Yeah, she was a cute MILF. I was like, all right. I looked at her. She looked at me. Body language. Then she sat next to me. Started grabbing me, you know, doing a little bit of footsie as well. And I was like, all right. Then whipped out my cock. Started jerked me off to completion on her tits. I found out she wasn't the lady because I grabbed her pussy and I realized, oh, there's no cock here. I was like, fuck yes, god damn, what a win. I honestly thought it was a
What?
dude.
In the beginning of this session, you told me you're bisexual. What
Yes.
happens to your love of cocks?
Yes, no, it's fine, you know, it's just a nice change of pace.
Very nice
You know,
change of pace.
because based on the old men and the whole scenery,
Yeah,
you know, the environment I was in,
that was highly unlikely. For you
that
to
was
reach-
highly unlikely. Thank you. You know, it was like it was a nice surprise.
Good.
Yeah. Anyways, I come out, light up my cigarette. I look at the time. DHL is about to come by. I'm like, fuck. Okay. I go to Obi, pick up the boxes, pack it up, put it there. You know, I had to take 2 taxis. An hour and a half was killed. I was already late. I delayed the DHL somehow. It was you know,
Okay.
but I had fun. It was very fun.
I'm beginning to understand.
That was
why.
a very nice woman, very nice foot job, footsie session, hand job. Like,
Yeah,
goddamn.
I'm getting the idea of
Goddamn.
why you want to die in Berlin. But
You
does
know-
that mean that it's your favorite city, or that's just a city you want to die in?
I don't know about want to die in. That's very morbid, you know. I know I will.
Based on the stories you're telling, I wouldn't be surprised, man.
I know I will. It's a guarantee. Oh, by the way, I'm going to study in Berlin in a few months.
You are?
Yeah, I'm gonna be living there full time.
We should say proper goodbyes before sending it there, because I feel like you dying in Berlin now sounds a lot more likely
Yes.
than before.
Mind you, after this, like after I packed up the DHL, I went out, partied for 3 days. days, then came back, picked up my shit from the office.
I'm not
I
surprised.
had to send them the keys from Cologne to the office because we had like these key fobs. I mean, anyways, I can.
All right, I know what you appreciate in the town now, and I would tell you that go to Budapest, and then by the end of it, we could compare.
All right,
because my city would be either Paris or it would be Budapest. Most
I've
likely
never been
Budapest.
to those cities.
Neither, not even Paris.
Neither.
What the actual fuck? Why not?
I've never really traveled around in Europe that much. I've been to Netherlands a few times. I've been to, I think, Poland when I was a kid, but that was too small to remember. I do remember Portugal.
Now, why even bother coming to Europe if you don't travel? Man, that's the best thing about this fucking continent.
Well, either I never had the money or I never had the time. That's I'm starting to travel now a bit more and more. I went to Amsterdam. I went to like Maastricht in the Netherlands. I've been to like this middle of nowhere place in the north of the Netherlands. It was very beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice country. But a couple of things. Budapest, I told you, go there completely single. Yes. Paris is literally the other way around.
It's all right. Most of the time, I'm completely single.
Good. Paris is literally the other way around.
Yes.
First of all, it's very overrated.
Oh.
No, it's very overrated.
Yeah.
It's overrated, but I still enjoyed my time there because, first of all, for me, it had like nostalgic value attached to it. So I was just bound to enjoy that city, regardless of how bad it was. It is overrated. It's quite filthy. And like Paris in particular, like other part of France are not like that. Like they're actually France. But you're walking in the streets of Paris and you don't feel like you're in Paris.
Okay,
you
it's
feel
like Berlin.
Yeah, it's like Ghana.
But hey,
it's like the capital of Cameroon.
All right, okay, but like French rap, I must say, I'm not a big fan of the French. I mean, you a movie fan must be a big fan of the French.
I fucking despise the French.
Fuck yes.
I fucking despise the people though.
Yeah.
Like the French people?
Okay.
No. You work in any hotel in Europe and they are your worst customers ever. They're disgusting. Like the same thing with you that you have like a saga for your stories on Reddit. That you can like have multiple shows explaining what happened. I can have like multiple shows explaining the shitty behavior of the French people. All over, so no, very shitty people.
Okay.
Good croissants.
All right. I mean, I bet. I would assume.
Yeah. No, good food. Kinda. Wait, if you know where to go, good food. If you don't, if you're just a tourist, you're fucked. You're eating bad food every day of the week.
Okay.
But like when I visited Paris, I was with my ex-girlfriend. Back then, ex-girlfriend. Now it's the same person.
So you're back. All right.
Kind of.
Time 2. All right. Okay.
Time 3, 4. I don't remember.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But she was living in Paris at the moment, and I had like a proper tour guide who knew where the fuck to take me. And,
fair enough.
Where the fuck to show me. So that was good. And my recommendation for you is definitely take someone with you to Paris.
Okay. Yeah.
And Paris is a romantic city in my opinion because well, the party scenery there is very big also. But since I didn't do the party stuff when I was in Paris, I will just recommend what I did and what I enjoyed. I'm not sure if I did any of the party things I would enjoy because, man, party stuff you can have anywhere.
I know. French core is everywhere.
Yeah. Regrettably. But yeah, it is everywhere. But it's nice. I would recommend Paris too. All right. Should we wrap this bitch up?
Sure.
I mean, we will continue the conversation, but I'm just tired of having these two fucking bitches looking at me. This camera.
I see that.
And we're pushing 2 hours. So
okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. You've done well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome on this podcast.
Okay.
And you will be a repeated guest, hopefully.
All right. I'm happy to be here. If I survive Berlin as well, I'll be back.
I hope you do. Please don't die in Berlin. We still need you.
I'll try.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
It's been fun.